Welcome, welcome. Let me make sure that I'm live in the right place. Awesome. How's everybody doing today? For those of you who might be new, my name is Angela, and I am a transformational earth magic mentor. And each week on Thursdays in this group, I go live and I'm doing a little series called Waking the Witch. And this is about all the subjects and all the tools that we need to connect with our inner witch, break free from repeating patterns and circumstances, step into our power, and manifest the life that we've always dreamed of. Hey, Tina. So I hope everyone's well today. The first 4 of these episodes were standalone episodes, and this episode and the next 4 after this, so this one, 5 include altogether, will be on the fundamentals of witchcraft. And today is awareness. The fundamentals, let me real quick bring up my notes. This way I don't get off topic and start babbling on you guys. I can do that sometimes. Let's see. Okay. Where is it? Okay. That's not the one. So, witchcraft is a timeless and fluid practice, and it's capable of weaving its magic within diverse religious contexts or as a secular art, meaning it can be religious and it can be non-religious. I tend to do no worship in my craft, and so witchcraft can be adapted for anyone. It's a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of empowerment. It's at the core, there are 5 foundational skills for witchcraft, and they are awareness, focus, energy manipulation, visualization, and your will, your strength of will. And they're all equally important, really. But if I had to pick one that was the most important, I would probably say that the most important one would be awareness. Because what we're doing while we're practicing witchcraft of any kind is really, we are uncovering the subtle energies within and without, so within our body and within our awareness and without in the outside world, so that we can unleash the power of our deepest desires, right? And so everything in the craft really boils down to what we're manifesting. And the purpose of witchcraft is really, the main purpose that people use witchcraft for is to manifest. And awareness is like a silken thread. It connects us to the very heartbeat of the universe. It's that exquisite sensation when you close your eyes and you feel the energy pulsing beneath your fingertips. It's like the soft caress of a lover's touch type of a thing. It's the symphony of nature's whispers, and the way that we experience it sometimes can be very similar to watching an artist paint the world in colors that only you can see. Like it's a very special and intimate feeling our practice. And this is essentially the art of detecting the mystical and the unseen. It's the ability to feel the vibrations of life itself and to sense the heartbeat of the earth. It's that shiver down your spine when you stand outside in the moonlight, feeling the ancient wisdom of the cosmos running through you. And it's crucial to your craft. Why is this awareness so crucial to your craft? Any suggestions, ladies? What do you think why awareness would be so crucial to your path? It's the key to unlocking the door to your intuition. Your awareness is the key to your creativity. Your awareness is the key to your connection with nature and to your higher self. It is the key to unlock your powers of imagination, your power of your will, your power of all the other things that I mentioned today. It's imagine your intuition as a wild, untamed creature waiting to be set free. Just imagine for a moment that your awareness would be the bridge that you communicate with this wild beast of yours, allowing it to guide you through the realms of magic. It's also whispered secrets passed down through generations. It's stories. It's the tales woven within your very soul. Your ancestors' stories, the stories of things that happened to you in a past life. It's the stories of humankind. They carry the wisdom of those who walked this path before us, and they resonate with the desires that we feel the most deep in our heart. Stories connect us to the energy of our ancestors and the ancient rhythms of the earth and the universal flow of magic. They remind you that you're part of something bigger, something timeless. And these stories, both inherited and crafted, are the spells that awaken your witchy awareness. So how does this awareness lead to manifesting your desires? Because it allows you to tap into the infinite pool of potential that you have available to you, where your dreams are there for the picking. When you can feel the energies around you, you can detect them with precision, almost like a master conductor leading an orchestra. You can pick up on that energetic messages, the energetic flow, the energetic subtle energies that tell us a lot more than our five senses, than the information that just our five senses can give to us. In a practical way, though, how can you practice witchy awareness in your daily life? How can we work with our awareness in our daily life in a very practical and relatable way? The first thing is that you want to slow down. We want to slow down and embrace the sensual world around us, right? It's the cool breeze on your skin, listening to the rustle of leaves. It's the savoring the taste of a tasty bit of food. It's being present in every moment. For in that presence is where we'll find the portal to that awareness that we are looking for and to that awareness that we're trying to cultivate. It's helpful to think of it as intentionally observing the world as if you're seeing it for the first time, and to notice the subtle shifts in energy, the way a room feels different when someone enters it, or the change in the atmosphere outside when there's a storm. Journaling your experiences, your dreams, and your intuitions are helpful. They are your treasures. They are your gifts. They are your secret spells. And they are the key, your key, to your witchy awareness. So there are 7 different ideas that I have here, ways in which you can begin to cultivate this conscious awareness that we speak of here, and why it's so important to the foundations of the craft is it's really the whole idea of being a witch, the whole idea of being a manifester, of being a mystic, of being a spiritual or a conscious being it lies in awareness to begin with, right? All of our personal growth, all of our spiritual growth, all of our sobriety work, all of our trauma work, all of our shadow work. This is all reliant on awareness. And it's all detrimental. Your awareness is detrimental to those things, right? And so you can only expand in any of those areas as far as you can expand your awareness, right? Your awareness of yourself and your awareness of the relationships that you have with others, the situations that have happened to you and the circumstances that you've been in or are in, the people that you're in relationships with, the things that happen to you, the things that you experience. And so these 7 ways are going to begin naturally with the idea of being present, being fully present in the here and now, and continually being able to take us back, to take yourself back to the present moment. Back is kind of like time is non-linear. The only time that we have any power, the only place that we have any power is in the right here and now. And any powerful sorceress, any powerful practitioner, witchcraft, spiritual practitioner, anybody who's just good at self-discipline is always going to be able to bring themselves back to the present moment. It's not it's not a destination. It's a journey. It's a way of life of continually bringing yourself back to the present moment. Take a moment each day and pause, just to breathe intentionally and to truly observe your surroundings. Engage in your senses. Each day at one point or another, stop and ask yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? What do I feel? Mindfulness in your daily activities is going to be paramount to creating a daily practice that actually serves us. That things that you do, things that you see, hear, smell, and feel and taste, naming a couple of those things is actually an incredibly effective way of getting somebody to snap out of or calm down in the middle of a panic attack. Is to have them come back to the present moment. Because there's no panic in the present moment. There's nothing, you're safe in the present moment. At least as far as panic attacks go in our daily life here in the Western world, right? Where we are generally safe. But it's our mind tells us stories and we jump ahead to the future. Or we jump back in time to the past and we are reminded of things that are scary or traumatic that have happened, or we are making up and projecting things that are scary and traumatic that can happen and probably won't happen. And so it's a good mindful practice to maybe set a watch or your phone a couple times a day for the alarm, to go off and let you know, and then you can sit for a moment and just intentionally bring yourself back to the present moment. I suggest setting an alarm to remind yourself to do it at least the first few times. The second one is to listen to your intuition, right? And so we want to be trusting our gut feelings because they are a magical compass. Your gut feelings and your intuition, your inner voice, is your true north. And it often whispers to you guidance and insight. And if we can get out of our own way long enough, then we can listen to it. We can hear it. A lot of the times it just takes getting the mind out of the way. Excuse me for just a second. Do you have to be doing that right this second? Good grief. It's very distracting. Thank you. I appreciate it. So trust your gut. Trust your gut feelings. They are your compass. Getting out of your own way a couple times a day to tap into your subconscious and to listen, even if you're not hearing anything for a while, is extremely beneficial as well. Number 3 would be journaling. Some people have a resistance to journaling. I've always enjoyed it. It's like having a conversation with yourself, right? But it's not just having a conversation with your own mind. You can have a conversation with your higher self through journaling. It can be a really powerful tool. It's a good place to write down your observations as well, and your dreams and your intuitive hunches. And over time, if you continually keep the journal and you go back to read it periodically, you'll notice connections that you hadn't noticed before, and you'll notice synchronicities. You'll notice patterns where maybe you followed your intuition when it didn't really make much sense, but then looking back, it makes perfect sense. You understand why you got the message that you got. And this is super important for developing intuition, is the keeping track of it. We forget so easily. Not only do we forget so easily, it's so easy for us to write things off as our imagination, because our imagination and our intuition are very closely linked. Very, very closely linked. And so it's very easy for us to say, oh, I made it up. But that's not always the case. In fact, it's those inner whisperings, it's the quietest whisperings are the ones that are the truth. The ones that come straight away, pop right in your mind. That you didn't, if you're not searching for it, you didn't make it up. Anything that just directly comes to you isn't made up. So we talk about the 5-second rule. Anything that comes to you in the first 5 seconds is accurate and can be considered intuition. Anything after that, it gives you, your brain has the time to start kicking in, and your imagination can start at that point as well. But I highly suggest the journaling part. Number 4 is meditation. So it's that regular moments of silence. It's those regular quiet, that time where you sit and you do nothing. You don't listen to music. You're not thinking. You're not actively doing anything. It's just being and listening. They say prayer is a conversation with God, and meditation is listening for messages from God, right? It's listening for the answers. It's a practice of stilling the mind and tuning into the subtle energies around you. And that is how we are going to be receiving. That is how we receive through our intuition, right? It's when you see with your intuition, you're seeing in your mind's eye, right? You're not seeing with your physical eyes. And when you hear with your intuition, you are hearing with your inner ear. So it's not that you necessarily were going to hear the voices out loud. It's that these are extrasensory skills that we have to receive information from outside of ourselves and from within. And they just aren't the same as the five senses that we perceive, the regular senses. But they still come in the same kind of way. They still work very similarly. And the biggest thing to this is that we must not have any expectation. That is how we get in our way the most, is having that expectation of it's supposed to be this way. That I'm supposed to see things very clearly every time, or that knowings that come to you in some way are made up by you. It's very easy for us to dismiss because it's quiet. It's so quiet. But spending that time in silence, spending that time in the present moment, not actively thinking, not actively doing anything is incredibly good for your awareness. It's incredibly good for your peace of mind. It's incredibly good for anxiety and depression and memory and all sorts of other things as well. Now, you could do these two together. The fifth one is nature connection. And this is, of course, spending time in nature. Nature's full of subtle energies. I feel better when I do my lives, my readings, my meditations and such outdoors. It's healing to immerse yourself in nature. And you can become more attuned to these vibrations the more time you spend in nature. But I highly, highly suggest not only spending time in nature, but making sure that you're not always doing something, that you have time to just observe and to just be. And maybe spend some of your time doing those meditations in nature. Number 6 is symbols. Symbolism. The universe often speaks in symbolism. Symbolism can be used to communicate a desire or an intention to the world. It can communicate, it could be a way of communicating to the universe in a way that is easier for the powers that be to understand, right? Because they don't speak in human language. When we get intuitive hits and we get downloads and we get any kind of extrasensory perception or messages or anything of the sort, it does not come to us in human language. It comes to us as energy, and our brain translates it into a language that we can understand. And you don't have to do that with symbols. And so the more you learn and study symbolism, the easier it's going to be to understand the messages and the synchronicities that are going on around us. They often carry messages, and you can enhance your awareness by understanding them on a deeper level. Not only just the symbols, but as the things like metaphor. I believe that if we understood metaphor and allegory better in recent times, we would not misunderstand holy books as much as we do. They wouldn't be able to be taken out of context the way I believe they are in so very many cases if we had understood, if we understand the language of the universe better. And so I feel like that's something that anyone who's searching for any kind of higher wisdom should probably think about, including the education of symbolism and metaphor and allegories, and understanding the way a story is crafted, right? And how a story is told. That's that holds great significance in a historical context as well. And number 7. Wow, this is what I needed. You had a rough therapy session? I'm sorry, Kelly. It's good, though, that you went. It's good. It's good that you are putting yourself out there and asking for the help. Hey, Mandy. How are you? I'm so glad to see you ladies here. Thank you so much for joining me live and lending your energy to the portal here. I take notes, but today I'm on a roll with just kind of channeling all day. It's interesting. Number 7 is trusting in your dreams. The things that you see in your sleep time. Pay attention to it. They are your dream. The dream realm is a realm where your subconscious communicates with you, and you get offered insights and guidance. And this is also goes with the one before, with the metaphor and the allegory and the symbols. We would be able to understand our dreams better and understand the messages that come to us when we are not, when our consciousness is not focused on our conscious awareness, and when it's in the subconscious when we're sleeping. We'll be able to piece that together better, the better we understand symbols and symbolism. And so just pay attention to your dreams. And I tell people a lot of the time that, especially if you think that you're one of those people that really can bring messages back from sleep. I've had a lot of times in my life where I didn't remember dreams for a very long time. Now I remember them, but they go away quickly. Write them down when you wake up in the morning. Write them down. Write down what you were dreaming about. A lot of times for me, it's not necessarily a vivid thing that like I saw. So I don't wake up out of a dream being like, this was vivid. It was like this and this and this. For me, it's more of I just feel that this is what was going on, and I had this emotion, and I feel like I've had this emotion because of this person being present, or because this situation was happening. I think that the more awareness that we have about how we receive and how we retain and integrate the information that comes to us through all of our senses, it becomes easier and easier for us to understand and to communicate with our own higher self and with the subtle energies all around us. It takes a lot of practice. It takes intention. It takes intentional slowing down and intentional quiet time, intentional connection with nature. Does anybody have any questions? So we want to keep our spidey senses, our magical senses, sharp. And that's why we want to cultivate the awareness. Yeah. That's some heavy stuff, girlfriend. That's some heavy, heavy stuff. And I'm really happy to see that although it may be uncomfortable, that you are working through it. And I'm sending you all the healing and all the love. And do let me know if there's anything that I can do to support you on your journey. And I'm proud of you. It's not easy. It's not easy to heal that kind of a thing. But you'll be glad that you did in the long run. I believe, at least. Healing is not a linear thing either, as well. And sometimes we are unraveling things kind of like an onion when we're healing. And there are a number of different touch points that can be sticky and can be hard, touchy for us. But I do think that each time we visit it with someone who understands trauma, it helps. I do think that it helps. At least it has for me in my experiences. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you can go back and rewatch. The replay will be in here for probably ever. I'm not going to take it down. Facebook, I think, likes to take down videos after 30 days. But I get the choice whether I want to keep them in here or not. I always upload to YouTube, and then I have them. So if you ever need a link in the future, all you got to do is holler, and I'll just send you the link. But I have the Awaken Her Magic is the name of my YouTube as well. And so all the lives I do in the group, most of the lives I do in the group, but all of these Waking the Witch videos will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining today, guys and ladies. and lending your energy to this portal. I love you all so very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will be back soon. Next week, we are going to go ahead and move on to the next foundation. Sorry, I'm getting messages at the same time as I'm on here. We're going to talk about focus next week. The art of concentrated attention. We'll talk about both active and passive focus. This involves things like mastering your thoughts, holding an intention, and aligning your actions with your goals. And so this piece of it, the focus piece, is the key to your inner strength and your your integrity, and how we move and operate in the world. So I'm really looking forward to this. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you all so much. Sending you so much love.